Can you say that again? It's insane.
479% increase in net profit before we joined in last month.
So team, cool to hang out. Really excited to talk today. So I guess the first thing is, would you mind just introducing yourselves and tell us, what trade you're in, what type of work you do, and the size of the team?
Yeah, no worries. So Chris and Larissa are from Electric Laundry Repair. We are based in Hamilton, New Zealand. We are electricians that specialise in commercial laundry equipment, sales and service, etc. We have a team of 9, which is a mix of trade staff and office staff. ELR has been a family-owned and operated company since 1988. We purchased the company from my parents back in 2018.
Killer. So what I'd love to know, team, is what was life like before you joined the $1 Million Tradie program, and what were you looking to improve with the business?
Before we joined PT, we were very, very stretched. We have a young family and we were in search of a better balance, but we knew in order to achieve this, we would need a few more systems in place to either manage the business from a distance or for the business to run without Chris on a day-to-day level. That would require a massive mindset shift change from Chris, who learned some really good old school work ethic, but it also came with some old school work practices, like everything must be done by himself.
And how was that affecting you, that sort of approach?
Just a lot of hours at the shop for me. Was taking up some weekends. I'd got to get home. Wasn't really present, even after work. Yeah. For us with a young family, get home sort of 5:30 maybe, and do the usual sort of home routine. And then it was work again. As soon as the kids were in bed, it was 2 or 3 more hours just playing catch up on emails, things like that. So yeah, just burning the candle at both ends pretty much.
Yeah. Let's talk about changes you've made. So what have been the changes that you've made over the last period of time?
So the first thing we did was a default diary, which was a little scary to see where the time was spent beforehand. Pretty much, it's quite a good it's a good thing to do. Basically, go through and group all the things more appropriately, and then basically from that we could manage our time better once we knew where we were spending our time.
Chris has a passion for numbers and all things technical in regards to problem solving. So it made sense for Chris to dive into our financials and get a sense of where we sat so we could make improvements. We were blown away by the concept of set pricing and implemented that early on. We back cost every job and now have target margins for all types of work.
Killer.
So we've also moved our most senior technician to an ops role, and hired a new tradesman to sort of fill the gap, which means we managed to refine our hiring process, and develop a system to support the ops manager in doing his role, because I was doing all that beforehand and obviously trying to basically writing it, getting it out of here onto sort of paper so someone else could take that on.
Yeah, we also developed an inquiry script. Now we have a way to measure leads, and last month's conversion rate was 97%. So it was nice to see that we do that okay already.
Not too bad.
Yeah, most of our leads, like we expected, were from existing customers, but then it was referrals, vehicle signage, and then our website. So we never had that information before, so it was really, really interesting. And now we can formulate our marketing plan for next year.
Yeah, and we always find signage is a lot higher than people realise, actually.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Are there any other changes that you'd like to share?
Oh, I was just going to say the 20s through with the staff's a big thing. I started that a while ago now. I've sort of had 3 or 4 catch-ups with everyone. So I do one guy a week, so to speak, including the office actually as well. So it's been a slow adjustment and changing the culture, but it's obviously heading in the right direction. So I really think it's made a difference.
That's killer. Yeah. So let's talk about the results of the changes. So what have been the results of the changes that you've made, both for the business, which is important, but for you and each other in the family as well, which is, probably more important?
Yeah, for sure. So basically we just gained more time by implementing the ops manager, for me especially, so I can actually pick up the kids from daycare now on a regular basis, whereas it wasn't even feasible beforehand. with the leads tracking system, being able to track all the data being processed through the office, that saves more time, all the information being in one place. So management, office staff can access that from anywhere off site. And it's obviously meant no leads are being missed. We're sort of getting everything much as we can anyway.
What are changes have we made to back costing and set pricing and setting target margins? We've improved our finances. The difference between the month before we joined PT and last month's net profit, we have increased our net profit percentage by 31%, which equates to a 479% increase in net profit.
Wow. Can you say that again? It's insane.
479% increase in net profit before we joined in last month.
And that's mainly through drilling down on those numbers, right?
Big time, yeah. So beforehand, you're working all week or all month, and you look at that and beforehand, and you sort of question yourself as to what are you doing it for. And when you get your numbers right, and you can look back and actually you get a bit of a pat on the back for those when those results come in. So all the hard work for the month is actually worth it.
Yeah, killer. I'm sure that some of the team listening are thinking, well, how did you do that? And did the client spit the dummy? Was it putting prices up? Was it improving productivity? Can you just unpack that a little bit for us?
So we have definitely, we just sort of sharpened our price a little bit. Hasn't gone up so much. It's also just across efficiencies as well, and set prices. So trying to basically squeeze as much out of every job as we can. I think we've lost one client officially.
Yeah.
Through the changes, which we sort of weren't too stressed about. We're like, oh, that's it. That's one isn't too bad. So
we'll 430 odd % and one client. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much it, really.
Yeah. Cool. And in terms of I think you've talked about time a bit, but the default diary, how has that changed things for you?
It really just sort of helps point out where your time is spent. So my default diary was pretty full when I first started, because when I first had the default diary, we never had an ops manager. So again, I was still doing a lot of those roles and defining those roles. So now I've able to pull those roles apart, obviously allocate some of that workload to the ops manager. My default diary is naturally freed up. So I've got where I was sort of doing things. So our ops does a bit of quoting and follow-up sales process as well. So he's following up some of those jobs and quotes. I don't have to be. So the time I had set aside for that, obviously, is, he's taking care of that now. So I've got more time in my week.
That's killer. And that's more time to actually have a life, but also it gives you more ability to actually do things for the business.
100%. Yeah.
Which is, it's a weird one, because this is saying the rich get richer. As soon as you start making more time, you can actually make more gains. And it's almost like compounding effect. Yeah, killer. Okay, let's talk about mindset, because I think that's important, and that's one of the things that the team here really loves about you guys is the way you're thinking about things. So let's talk through the mindset changes that you've had to make.
For Chris, it's definitely letting go of certain aspects within the company, leaving the operations to someone else and trusting the systems we have put in place will guide them to make the best decisions they can with the tools they have available. And it's a big, big change when you've been taught to do business a certain way, and to be able to step away. It takes a bit of courage, but it also takes trust that you can.
You got to force yourself to do it. Yeah. It goes against your natural grain. It's So, I think for Larissa, it would be celebrating the wins. So Larissa's really good at just knuckling down and getting straight into a project, and then moving straight to the next one as well, without actually stopping to acknowledge and celebrate what we've achieved so far, type thing.
Yeah, that's killer. So this control one, I mean, there's no doubt that if you want to control everything, you can't grow a business. You'll blow up. And so you have to learn to let go of control, or delegate with control, which does involve letting go. Let's be honest. So how have you actually managed to do that?
I think writing down a process for the operations manager, it's something that I held quite close to my chest, trying to do it how I wanted it done. Now I've got clear instructions as to how they wanted it done. I still spend a bit of time during the week with that person, but also I'm mindful that I just let them do their own thing too, because everyone's got their own way of doing it. Ultimately, as long as the outcome is sort of what you want it to be, then that's the main thing. So they might go about it a different way, but that's not the end of the world. So just let them kind of be, and with the operations manual in place, then we can refer back to that, get back on track if we're sort of starting to veer off a little bit.
Killer. So it's about getting some systems down, getting it out of your head so other people can pick it up.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fantastic. I love it. Team, super stoked for your results.